I'm not going to show you the complete solutions to these two problems out of the book, but I will give you a hint of how to start them. This is 31 and 33 out of your book, and it says find the perimeter of each figure. Perimeter, remember, is adding up all the sides of a polygon. So in this case I have a rectangle, so I'm going to assume that this side is also 4a over 5, and this side is 2a over 3. And now I can find perimeter because it's just this sum of all of these things. So 4a over 5 plus 2a over 3 plus 4a over 5 plus 2a over 3. And now I'm going to leave you to finish this problem, remembering that in order to add these fractions up, you need common denominators. 33 has a little of a trick to it, just because this side is unknown. And this side is unknown. They're not labeled, but you can figure out what they are. This side is b, and if I look at these two, this side here and this side here, together they make up side b. So I know that whatever this is and whatever this is, they're going to add up to b. So together I'm just going to lump them up and say that whatever this length is, the two of them together is b. Same thing goes for this side. This side is made up of this side and this side. So right here, whatever this length is, it's the sum of a over 2 and a plus 3. That's the sum of a over 2 and a over 3. So I can set up my perimeter equation now by saying, okay, a over 2 plus a plus 3, that's this side and this side, plus a b, plus a over 2 plus a over 3, plus another b. In order to add up all of these, you need to get common denominators. Another hint to you, put b over 1. Simplify. So I need to subtract these two fractions. Before I do that, I need to make sure they both have an LCD. This is one of those cases where I think a lot of students are going to want to go up here and say, oh, I can add one to this and add one to this, and now I have common denominators. But you cannot change a fraction by adding. You can only change it through multiplication. So in this case, our LCD is going to be the product of the two denominators, since they have nothing in common. So this first fraction, I must change to have this LCD. What is it missing? A plus 1. That's my first. Minus my second fraction has the a plus 1. What is it missing? The a. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by a. A times a is a squared. Now I'm ready to rewrite as one fraction. Okay. Now I need to simplify this fraction. How am I going to do that? Foiling out this top part. And simplifying. So notice I'm not really doing much to the denominator, but just looking at the numerator. I have a squared minus a squared, that these two can cancel out. 2 a's plus 1. Nothing in this final answer can simplify further. I can't cancel something on the top with something that is on the bottom, because if you notice, this a is attached through addition right here. This whole factor on top is 2a plus 1. I can only cancel it with a 2a plus 1. So this is my final answer. Alright, last problem. This one here, I'm adding two fractions. I need to look for the LCD. So let's factor those denominators first. Both of these fractions have a b, and the second one both have an a. Now, if I look at the two denominators, I can see that one has a b and one has an a, so that's going to be part of my LCD. And the leftover factors here are so similar, I would hate to have to write them both down. They're not exactly the same, but I can rewrite one of them. So let's pick this one and say that this one is our factor. This is the opposite of that. It's subtraction and the order is different. So I am going to factor out a negative and put it in top and flip-flop this order around. We have done this before in many of the problems when the factors are opposites of each other. Put a negative in the numerator and that will flip this one. So then a minus b is the last part of our common denominator. Let's rewrite these fractions now and see what we have. So my first fraction has a b and the a minus b. It's missing the a. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by a, like that. A times a is really a squared, so let's simplify that a little bit. A squared. My second fraction has now a negative b on top because we flipped this factor. A times a minus b. What is this denominator missing? The b. So I need to multiply top and bottom by b. Negative b times b is just going to be b squared. So, there are my two fractions with common denominators. Since I'm multiplying here, I don't really mind that this order is wrong. I can leave it like that for now. Rewrite into one fraction now. I changed the plus negative b to just minus b squared. And we'll see why in a second. Okay, clearly did not turn my cell phone off. Alright, do you see why I changed the plus negative? The top, the numerator now, is a difference of squares rule. I can factor that to this and simplify this fraction a little bit more. My final answer to this problem, a plus b over ab.